Have you ever considered that you're acting no different than a flea? Hey, welcome back. Jeff Heggie, Daily Success Strategies. Thanks for being with me today. I want to share a story today about fleas. So if you get a jar and you fill it full of fleas, they're going to jump around and eventually they're all going to jump out of the top. However, if you put the lid on that jar, they're going to jump around, they're going to hit the top, they're going to jump around the sides, and they come to realize where that lid is, and they won't continue jumping and hitting it. So after about 3 days, if you take that lid off, they've accustomed themselves and they're not going to jump out. You can keep that jar of fleas full of fleas without them jumping out without a lid on it, because they've realized where the lid is and they won't jump through it. It's the same thing, you look at a circus elephant, these giant animals that have a small chain around their leg holding them into one spot. They could easily tear that chain out of the ground and walk away. But when they're little, when they're small, and they're staked to the ground with that chain around their leg, they grow accustomed to it and they don't think they can move it. And so when they're bigger and they could actually move it, they don't, because they've been accustomed to it. Now, I talk about these things because of social norms. How many things are we limiting ourselves on because of the social norms? Because we don't think we can do it. You know, I grew up on a farm in southern Alberta. One of my favorite things was to go out in my dad's pasture in the fields and ride my motorbike. We had some really great jumps. It was a lot of fun. Now, I went to the Western Canadian Summer Games to watch my daughter play basketball. And in their grand opening of the whole Summer Games, they were doing a show, and these guys on motorbikes, on quads, they were going over these jumps and doing backflips. They were doing double backflips. It was amazing. Did I ever do that in our field? Heck no. It wasn't a thing back then. In 2014, youngest person ever to complete and land a backflip on a motorbike happened. So I want to tell you the difference. When I was young, doing a backflip on a motorbike wasn't even something I thought about. It wasn't something that was possible. But in 2002, that was the first time someone successfully did a backflip and landed on a motorbike. After that, someone did it a double. After that, someone successfully did a triple. So Jason Rory, I believe is what his name was, this youngest person, the 10-year-old that did it in 2014. When he was born, doing backflips on motorbikes was a normal thing. It wasn't a matter of if it can be done. It was a matter of when he could do it. He was going to do it. He was determined he was going to do it. But when I was young, it wasn't even something I thought about. I didn't think, can I do a backflip on my motorbike? But we get accustomed to things and put our limits on things based on social norms. When he was born, backflips were a thing. And he just determined he was going to be one of those guys that could do a backflip on a motorbike. So I want you to look at yourself and think about, what are the social norms that are limiting you? What are the things that are putting a lid on that jar, just like the fleas, and not letting you jump out? I talk a lot about my mindset questions. You can get them at jeffhagee.com/mindset. One of the things I talk about in there is, one of the most important questions in my mind is, what are you going to do today to step outside of your comfort zone? Because every time you step outside of your comfort zone, you're expanding and stretching your comfort zone. It's a little further than it was yesterday. So it's just like that flea, jumping a little further out and realizing that there's more that you can do. We have limited ourselves so much on social norms because we think we can only do certain things, because that's what everyone else does. That's what everyone else has accomplished. No one else had flown before the Wright brothers. Why would they dare do that? You've got to put yourself in a situation where you're willing to take the risk. where you're willing to step outside of your comfort zone and do the things that are going to expand, why not be the leader? Why not be the one that shows the world that backflips on motorbikes are possible? Why not be the one that, like the elephant that's been held by one chain, that you realize that you can move. You don't have to be stuck there just because that's where you've always been. I want you to step outside of your comfort zone. Do it on a daily basis. Your confidence is going to go crazy. When you can step outside of your comfort zone every single day, your confidence level goes to the moon. Hopefully this is helpful. Now, if you're looking to take things to another level, check out my High Achievers Mindset Secrets, mindset.jeffheggie.com. I'd love to talk to you more about it. If you're looking at ways that you want to expand and take things to another level, send me a DM or email me at jeff@jeffheggie.com, and let's talk about these strategies. We'll jump on a call and talk about how these strategies can help you. Let me know. Thanks, and I'll be back with you tomorrow. Bye.